Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning, Dale. Thank you for being here.
Morning.
Yeah. Okay, Dale, we ask everybody what is their coffee order? What is your coffee order?
Oh, my lands. Black.
I knew you were going
I
to say
did
that.
too.
I knew you were going to say that. What is Jane's coffee order?
She doesn't, well, it'll be a cappuccino with,
There we go.
is that right?
A
Is that right?
cappuccino with what?
Caramel, is that right? That's not right.
Yes. Oh, yeah, totally could be.
Ooh.
Yum, that sounds delicious. I knew
Extra
I could count on her to have a good order. That's exactly right. Dale, we'll forgive you for having a boring order. This won't surprise you that Chip also has your coffee order.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, what about Sean?
No, we have the same coffee order. He likes a little bit of cream.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, okay. To each their own. To each their own. This is called Let's Judge Everyone's Coffee Order. Good morning. Right.
Um,
That's right.
Oh man.
Okay, guys, we're gonna jump right in now that we know that Dale likes his coffee black. So we are joined this morning by Dale Britt. Okay, I know so many of you know and love Dale. Just a little bit of background. Dale and his wife Jane, their family is not originally from Carteret County. They're from High Point, but they've been here for quite some time and are absolutely about as local as it gets. Dale currently runs, Dale, your experience in the fishing space, right? I mean, is really unbelievable. And Dale currently runs the Welder's Arc. So, well, Dale, what we wanted to really do with you here today was just to kind of get the scoop on an upcoming project that's happening in Beaufort because after all, we are a real estate company. So we are breaking the news and giving people the scoop on something that's coming up, a new townhome project that you're involved in. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
So, I'm sure you're going to tell everybody about it, but we are fortunate to be developing a 14-acre tract in Beaufort. We're fortunate to be able to get our hands on it, and it's in a great location. It's centrally located on Live Oak Street, very convenient, mostly walking convenient to lots of services, restaurants, groceries, drugstores, veterinarians, medical, et cetera, et cetera. And the Spot Grill is right nearby too.
Which
So,
you can't beat. Yeah.
but 135 townhomes, it's going to be on the 14 acres. It's a beautiful setting. Has, as it turned out, we had to build an extra large pond on it. So it's a couple acre pond that's going to be encircled with a walking trail and lots of vegetation, I should say. Um, the community is going to have amenities such as a tot lot for children, a dog park, uh, hopefully some pickleball courts. We're
Love.
completely firmed those up, but we're hopefully going to have the space for them. But anyway, it's again, it's I'm so excited about the location because it's so convenient to everything.
That's exactly right. It's gonna be wonderful. So Dale, tell us about your relationship. So you're developing the land, and then the builder is a regional builder, Cabinets and Cates, right?
Yeah.
And tell us about your relationship with Cabinets and Cates and what can we expect as far as the construction is concerned.
Well, so I am not a builder. I'm strictly, my daughter and I, Allison, we work together and we basically just develop raw land and put streets in and water and sewer and sell lots to our builders. Uh, and the best builder we have is Canis and Cates. Um, Interesting enough, I met Watson Cavanis through fishing back in the 90s. He and Chris have a boat called the Salty Fair. And I would go on a limb and just tell you and tell the world that they have the best fishing program in the world. And I'm not kidding about that. So,
Oh, I
just
had no idea.
my goodness, yes, 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 the best fishing program in the world. But
Wow.
Watson Cavness and Chris have come to town to Morehead City. They come in for a couple of weeks a year and just teach everybody how to fish. They put on a clinic, for catching marlin particularly. But anyway, Watson and I became friends back in the 90s through fishing. He and Chris both made it at Oregon Inlet back in the day. And, of course, they teamed up to start a building company, which has been outstanding. Uh, the best thing I could say about both Watson and Chris is they're just stand-up guys. I mean,
Mm,
they're as good as they come. And if either one of them has a word to say about something, you can depend on it. If they tell you something's going to happen, it's going to happen. Um, as far as their construction is concerned, we started working with Cavness and Cates back in, I think 2016 was our first community, a little community called Porter Mills up in Greenville. And, I found out very quickly there that the community really embraced them as a builder, and they build really, really quality homes. We've done both single family development for them as well as multifamily.
Okay.
And I'm excited. I'm excited for Beaufort to have Cavness and Cates come to town. Allison and I insist on quality, and we, with our name attached to anything, we want to be proud of it forever and ever. And I'm proud to say that Watson and Chris Cavness and Cates is going to be the builder for 1809 Live Oak.
Yay,
awesome.
I love that. Okay, so give us, so as far as what we can expect, there's going to be two different sizes of townhomes, correct?
Yep. Mhm.
Okay.
So they're offering two different sizes. One is going to be 1,600 square feet or so, and the other I think is 1,984 square feet. They all have garages. The larger units, the larger homes have a primary bedroom downstairs. So that's going to open the market up to my generation.
Well, there's something for everybody. There's something for everybody.
I too prefer a primary suite on the first floor.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I totally get that. And Dale, I know one of the things that we're excited about is that we get to kind of work alongside you guys on this. And what we can share with you guys is that next week, by the middle of next week, we're going to release the first little handful of townhomes in there for pre-sale. So that's pretty exciting.
And something too that I think is really cool about how Cavness and Cates sets up their system and how they're doing it with 1809 Live Oak is that it's a townhome community and you get to customize things regardless of if you upgrade or if you stay with the standard package. I think they give their buyers a lot of options that a lot of other townhome communities might not offer. So I think that's a really cool part of it. You can visit, we'll put the link to the landing page in the comments over here so you can see it, but there's so many different things that people can choose to really customize their experience and some really cool a la carte options, upgrades that they can do, add on to whatever floor plan that they decide. But I've just been really impressed with how they've handled their organization and just how much you can really customize your own space.
Right, their design selection. We had the chance to go to Fayetteville and go to their design room and help make the selections for the different packages, which was so fun. There's I'm sure, there's a warm package, y'all, and then there's a cooler color package. But anyway, picking all that stuff out was incredible because they just know what they're doing.
Yeah.
So it was really neat.
I think the two Cavness and Cates, the dollar for dollar, they offer very attractive pricing for the home that they build. It's really kind of amazing. We've compared them in other communities, but I think that Carteret County and Beaufort are particularly going to be excited to have them in town and see what they're able to build and the attractive pricing that I'm sure that's going to be offered. So I just see it for second homeowners. I see it for locals who, heck, I'd like to live there myself because it's it's such a great setting. But we're pumped up.
Right, new and low maintenance. I mean,
Yes.
You can't beat it. And a
Great
great
location.
location. It's exactly right. Well, Dale, thank you for being with us this morning. We really appreciate it. Meg has a final question for you before we let you get back to the fish.
I do. So Dale, we ask all of our guests this same question, and we are curious, what is saving your life right now?
Well, it's probably not as exciting as most people would say, but honest to goodness, my faith, my family, my friends, being able to live in Carteret County and being able to have the opportunities to get out on God's great North Atlantic Ocean and chase blue marlin.
There you go.
That's
Family, friends, fishing.
I love that. I love that. That's really good.
I love
Thank you, Dale. Thank you for taking the time out to be with us. Truly, we appreciate it.
Bye,
Thank you,
Dale.
girls.
Have a great weekend.
See ya.
Man,
Oh my gosh, he's so wonderful.
I know.
I'm
Never
really,
seen it.
I really am fired up about this project though. I think it's such a cool opportunity. Pricing is starting in the 370s. Again, if anyone is interested in simply learning more about it or joining the interest list, again, next week we'll have a big announcement with where you could get your hands on the first few townhomes. However, in the meantime, feel free to join our interest list at 1809liveoak.com. You can learn more about all the details, see all the packages, floor plans, everything you need to know. But
That's
so
right.
excited.
And we should clarify too, they are currently under construction and should be ready sometime closer to, Q4.
Yeah.
So I mean, God, that's coming along quickly. I know,
Quick.
but they're not ready right now. So there's not a whole lot for you to actually go and walk through at this point, but there will be soon.
Woohoo!
I know.
Cannot
I know.
wait.
Very exciting. Yeah.
Do you have anything that's saving your life?
I think that what is saving my life right now is really kind of embracing my kids being on the summer schedule. I mean, it's a little bit of a push-pull, because you have like crazy people living in your house that are on a totally different schedule than you are. But I also think there's some nice things about it, just not having that crazy morning rush is kind of nice. And just, I don't know, I find myself constantly going to them and saying, okay, you've got X amount of time before you're leaving town or before you have this commitment. What do you want it to feel like? What do you want your summer to be like? Yeah, just trying to get them to really, and of course, they just like Dale, they just want to be
True.
friends. Walter, friends, fishing, lake. There you go. Gosh, we should
playing
get
with
Walter
drugs.
and Dale together.
That's so true.
I know. That's exactly right. How about you?
I love
What's
that.
saving your life?
Mine's very different. Do you know the Bonza pasta?
Yes.
Okay, now they have orzo that they're selling at Lowe's. Nope. Harris Teeter.
See, I say Banza. I bet I say it wrong.
Oh my gosh.
Banza, y'all. How do you say it?
Banza, actually.
Banza, Bonza. Okay, but it's chickpea pasta, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's chickpea
Delicious.
pasta. It's really delicious. So if you wanted something gluten-free or something that was like a traditional pasta alternative, it's really good.
It really is.
I did not know they had orzo, but that's a big deal.
So once a week in the Millsap household, we make some type of orzo dish because it's just easy. We just change up what we put in it, different protein, different veggies. And I saw the Banza, whatever it is, at Harris Teeter, and I was like, oh yes,
That's a game
so
changer.
exciting. So
That's
some
a game
extra
changer.
protein. It was delicious.
Serena Wolf, y'all, if you don't follow Serena Wolf, you need to follow her on Instagram, but she's a chef. She just did an awesome orzo recipe a couple weeks ago. So now, okay, everybody go get your Banza /
How do I
Bonza
miss
pasta and do the Serena Wolf orzo. Please report back.
Yes.
Okay.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.